the things that happen at a wedding. We're recapping it all right here on Afterbuzz TV's Dishin Days, coming up next.
You're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Why, hello, all of you Dishin Days fans. Welcome to Afterbuzz TV's Dishin Days, where we give you a full recap of this week's episodes of NBC's #1 hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tony Moore, and you might have just seen a little behind the scenes of what life is like on this show.
Live TV at its best, people.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we are live and in living color, along with my gaggle of gals to my far left with his supercut, Michael Madden.
Supercuts.
And the lovely and beautiful and talented and tender.
Hi, everyone. It's Tami Goveia.
Shout out to Mark J. Freeman, who couldn't be with us today. He has some visitors in town. You know, she's a busy gal.
Hey,
so
Marky.
shout out to Mark J. Freeman.
And James Law Jr., love you.
Yes, James Law Jr., you keep getting on that road to recovery because we need the bitch to come back.
Right? Be better.
So hurry up. Thank you guys for tuning in live. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _Dishin Days on Twitter. The @ is implied. Oh, and if I haven't given you enough things to do, make sure you go to iTunes, give us 5 stars and comment, and who knows, you could be our fan of the week.
Woohoo! Yoo-hoo!
What did you guys think of? Oh, I'm sorry. One more announcement. It's like, you know, a long list of things. If you are a huge fan of the soaps, and make sure you check out our other soap opera recaps. We have, for Young and the Restless Wrap, and we also have for General Hospital, the GH Report, which comes on right after our show. So make sure you tune in live for those recaps. Now, what did you think of this week's episode? Oh, one more thing. Kidding.
Oh, my living word.
What did you think of this week's episodes of Days?
I liked it. I was very entertained. I didn't, it was one of those weeks I didn't find myself like reaching for my phone or I wasn't distracted. Like I felt like I had to watch everything going on and listen to every word. It was very engaging this week. A lot of stuff happening, and I liked that it was kind of concentrated on those two main stories, the wedding aftermath and then Will and Sunny, and everybody's conversation, all the other characters involved, were discussing it, or it was all about that. It makes it, easier to follow, first of all.
Definitely.
But yeah, and I love Stacey Haddock. Stacey Haddock as Kristen and Susan. She was cracking me up as Susan this week, and I think she's got Kristen's crazy.
Kristen's crazy.
Yeah.
Kristen's special kind of crazy.
I will say that I have started to unfold thine arms for Stacey. She kind of sometimes looks like Eileen Davidson.
Kind of sometimes.
Just with like brown hair. But like
in the Susan character?
No, as even as Kristen.
Oh, okay.
Like sometimes I'm like, it's almost like, the part in The Lion King when like Mufasa's face comes in?
I never saw it.
I never saw it either. I know the song.
Y'all never seen The Lion King?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I know the
Anyways, for the fans who have seen The Lion King, it's the part when Mufasa's dead and he comes back to talk to Simba. That's for some reason that's what Stacey's face does for me, and I see Eileen and I'm like, oh, I see it. That was my whole.
I will say that Stacey must be having the time of her life playing the role of Kristen DiMeras. Because she's so committed, and she looks like she's having such a good time.
Listen, who wouldn't have a good time?
Yeah, it's such a great role.
I think for Halloween I'm gonna be Susan Banks.
Stacey Haddock as Susan Banks or Eileen Davidson?
Eileen Davidson. I'm so sorry. I gotta take the upper register up. That main Christian and those vampires are gonna get you.
Oh my God.
That's gonna happen. I know. I have a premonition that's gonna happen to you.
All right, we need to start.
Put some teeth in your mouth and get you along. Like that is Susan. You are Susan Banks right now.
We need to start the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's our favorite time of the afternoon. It is now time to start Dishin Days. Tamala.
Okay.
All right.
Much better.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the aftermath of this tragic wedding of John and Marlena. First of all, she's shot.
So beautifully shot, like literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
She looks so beautiful.
Well, I know. even like post surgery, like total. She had her glam squad.
Totally.
Marlena Evans has a glam squad.
You know why?
That
Because
we don't see.
She's Dr. Marlena
Yes.
Evans. Everyone thinks Sami did it. Okay, from your perspective, we all saw what happened. Do you think Sami is the cause of the fire going off, or is there a little bit of blame that should be placed on Eric?
I do believe that she was in a daze and she turned to John and Marlena, and then Eric thought it was a bright idea to tackle her, and it was an
Body
accident.
slam her, she
yeah.
Yeah.
I think she pulled the trigger, but it was either him, bumping up against her, or it was an accident.
Can I present some? Sami
Please do.
claims that she did not pull the trigger.
She was so dazed and confused. What do you think Eric did?
No. I don't think that it's what meets the eye. What is that? What was that phrase?
All is
Because
not what
there's
it
more
appears.
than
There's more than
There's more than meets the
because
eye.
the way it was presented to us, Eric tackled Sami. The gun went off. When the gun went off, it went back to Sonny and Will, and when it came back to the wedding, Marlena was down.
Okay.
We did not see a shot come out of that gun, and Sami claims that she didn't pull the trigger. And for once, I believe Sami. I'm kind of on Sami's side, which is like hell's freezing over, pig's flying, whatever. But I think that something, I don't know what, but I believe Sami.
Do you think somebody else shot her? Who else?
You know what? It could, because the way that it happened and how, if you look back to the scene, no one noticed that Marlena was down.
Shot. Yeah, that's
and it was
another
kind of
thing.
like, is everyone okay? Doc?
Oh.
And it's like, wait, a gun just went off. My first thing would be to check, like a good sweep, like,
Right.
And I would have noticed that right away, but it was such a slow reaction. So I don't know. That could be an interesting.
And then
theory.
I was upset when it happened that we didn't see like a dramatic, like the gun went off, and we didn't see like a dramatic Marlena like falling, or like both John and Marlena falling, but then John getting up and realize, oh, he wasn't shot, it was Marlena. I was mad that they didn't do it that way, but then further in the week when Sami was trying to explain, like, I know I didn't pull that trigger, I'm like, maybe that's why they didn't show us the actual
I did have all of those thoughts.
April Miss Kim said the shot came from the grassy knoll.
There you go.
He's still out there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was interesting, and then we finally we got the explanation we were looking for because we didn't know when Susan and Kristen switched.
Yeah.
So it looks like what we thought. Susan was at Doug's place getting the centerpieces together. She was visited by that mine Christine vampire and thrown into the freezer. And that's when the switch happened. So the switch happened. What?
I just like how everybody, Kristen's go-to is locking people in the freezer of Doug's place.
Oh yes. Everyone. Yeah, it's like get in the freezer. But what's the best part is no one's concerned about the people. Doug and Julie. They were.
No.
Julie was like, I gotta go see if the meat is contaminated.
And then she was really upset because Eve was in between the lamb chops and the crab cakes.
Yeah.
And those are expensive pieces of food.
And she's basically like, girl, get your paws off my clams.
So good.
You are not to be in here. What if the health inspector? Who cares about the health inspector? How did these people end up in your freezer? That is the bad question.
Maybe put a lock on it so Kristen can't be locking people in there anymore.
And it was all like, oh my God, I hope the cook didn't realize those people were coming out of the freezer. Who knows? And I'm like,
I know.
there is a bigger picture here. There are people in your freezer.
I did like when she was walking away and she was exiting the room when Julie, I forgot what she said, but she was just like, then stormed off. I was like, I like Susan Hayes when she gets like that.
Oh my gosh,
But yeah,
she's the best. That scream and Doug goes running back.
But if we're keeping count of how many people Kristen has kidnapped within this past week, that brings the count to 3. Because first was Claire, she got dumped.
And she let Claire go really quick.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, first was Susan because she swapped.
Yeah.
Second was Claire, she was dead weight after her ankle, and then third was Eve.
Right.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a busy girl.
She's a very, very busy
Doug's
girl.
Place was her
go-to. Listen.
Her headquarters.
Whatever you want to call
If
it.
you are at Doug's Place with Kristen, don't
Leave.
Don't.
Leave
Just
immediately. If Kristen calls you and like, hey, what you doing today,
Let's
girl?
meet up at Doug's Place.
Nope.
Nope.
Be like,
Click.
sorry, washing my
Bye-bye.
hair. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
No. So.
One of the best parts of this week was, I feel like everyone kind of rolling their eyes at Sami and being like, oh, here we go again.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Because Sami obviously comes in, she feels very bad about Marlena being shot, and, you know, keeps saying that it's not her fault, it's not her fault, she's sorry. And Belle
Bella's not having it.
Belle was like,
Not having
She's the
it.
voice
no,
of many
Rich.
people.
Yeah. She was,
You notice nobody argued. They just let Belle
I know, they were just
lay
like-
into her.
yes. But I agree with Belle. It's like, girl, you can't keep coming in and doing stuff and then being like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, at some point, you just have to say, okay.
Own it up. Yeah.
Own it. Yeah,
Own
yeah.
Maybe
Own it.
stop acting
Yeah.
like that.
And we're gonna show you guys a clip from that in just a second. But I thought it was a great moment and kind of going through like her history just a little bit, and Belle being like, no, we are not having this. Perfect. Let's watch it.
John, I'm sorry. You don't get to do that. No. You don't get to cry these crocodile tears and apologize to my father. You were gonna shoot him, and you shot our mother instead, and now she is fighting for her life because of you.
This isn't the time or the place.
Okay.
I love you. I love all of you. When you're not taking a wrecking ball to our lives.
Oh my gosh. It's so
This
true.
is not my fault. Kristen is the one you should be angry at. Because nothing's ever your fault, Sami. You kidnap a baby, you stick a psycho on your son, you shoot our mother, and it's still not your fault. You break people, Sami.
That was so hurtful.
You break lives, and then
But
you
it's
just
true.
you just
It's true,
walk
but
away
it's painful.
and leave it for everyone else to pick up the pieces.
Look at these two.
I know,
Argue.
they're like-
Nobody can
Those
argue.
pieces can't be picked up. I'm
Don't say
so
it
sorry.
again. Oh.
Yeah.
For all the horrible things you've done, I have never been more ashamed to call you my sister.
And there you have it.
Oh, that moment right there.
Man.
Let me
So
tell you,
good.
Martha Madison came back and said, listen,
Not here to
y'all,
play,
y'all
yeah.
have not had me on this show for a while. I'm about to show you
What I'm worth.
you've been missing.
Yep.
And when she got that part, I was like, you tell her, Belle. You are not having it. That was a great, and you know it's one of the when no one can say anything.
No one's saying
No. Everyone's just kind of
anything.
like,
like I probably in the corner like slowly agreeing like
yeah,
she's
all
right,
Yeah,
she's
you
right
can
about
argue
that.
with her.
she got a point.
Belle was not having it. She was like, nah, Heifer, you can't come in here and act like everything is on your door. Nope, it's your fault. Anyway, so that was great. So Marlena was taking the surgery. The surgery obviously was successful. There are some fragments
Yeah, they said there
that are
was a
still there.
fragment.
There's
One
still one very
fragment
close to the heart.
Next to the heart.
Yeah,
Is she
which
gonna have to live with that, or
I
she's
don't
going
know.
back into surgery
Well,
when she's stronger?
Kayla said that once she gets stronger, they'll go back in and try to get
Try to
that
get it out.
fragment.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't want to live with the idea of Marlena walking around with a fragment next to her heart that can be dislodged at any
any
given
moment,
moment.
Right.
That
Yeah.
freaks me out.
Yeah.
I'm sure that would freak Marlena out too.
Yeah.
Rafe comes to get Sami
Yes.
to get her statement.
I'm so glad you're here. You're my only friend. Take me to the station,
well,
kid.
back up.
But Rafe is so by the book,
Yeah.
which, to be honest, I absolutely love that they have a character that can remove the personal feelings out of things
Yeah.
and say, listen, if I were a cop and this was anyone else, this is how this situation could be handled.
Right.
Someone who should heed that advice, Hope,
The commissioner.
Yeah,
because she is just running
all over the place.
the gamut, just
Yeah.
running the gamut, running. And speaking of Hope, she got a chance to unload
she got a
on
piece
Sami.
of Sami, yeah. And it was so funny, like, Rafe, when they were in the room together, he just kept looking over, like,
Waiting for someone to come
he was,
flying
like,
through the
waiting
window.
Exactly, waiting for either Sami or Hope.
Or a shot to go off in
you
the
know.
room.
Something
Of course.
happened.
I know.
That was kind of humorous.
And I loved Hope's demeanor. I loved how quiet she was. And Sami said to her, if I were you, I would be furious. And very quietly, she said, that's exactly how I feel. Just very quietly, which makes it even more dramatic. I loved it. And when Sami said to her, I don't know what kind of mansplaining Rafe did. Oh, my God.
And the way that, I don't know what kind of
That was
mansplaining.
fabulous.
Well, I was aware that the scene was happening, but I think I was tuning in and out only because I was like, in my mind, there's no explanation that's needed. They had broken up. Both of them were hurt. They made a mistake. At what point are we going to move on? And Hope is just going to come to some sort of... Because now it seems like she's upset about it all over again.
But Hope and Sami never had that moment
They
to
never
talk.
really, they never had a
Right?
chance
So
to
I
hash it out
think
until now. So this was
they
their...
needed this as closure.
Yeah.
Did
That
we get
face-to-face.
closure,
I don't know.
or is the case reopened again like then?
She's just reopening all over the place.
Just...
I don't know. I think Hope's anger is justified. I mean, at some point she has to let it go, but it's still not old yet. You know, it's not new anymore, but it's still not.
I just cut to the chat and Tina Lyon says, "Ridiculous how they're doing Rafe's hair."
Maybe
Oh,
he
that
went to
he's
Supercuts.
growing in.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, no, he's
growing
doing it.
in,
Well, no,
too.
it's growing in and it's natural.
Yeah.
He's
Natural
got
color.
the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
You know.
Except here. I think he's doing the what's that? Man.
Well, no, because when I started to go gray, it started on my sides
Oh, yeah?
too. Yeah, it didn't go to my top until
But I
recently.
like it au natural, just like John.
Yeah.
John. Oh, that John Black.
Yeah.
That's what
I like
Christopher-
the scenes with Susan and Sunny. I thought were kind of humorous because Sunny finds Susan and takes her to the Kyriakis house.
And he just wants to drop her at home and leave,
Well, I
and she
know.
won't let him. Don't leave me alone.
I had a premonition,
I had a
and that's why
premonition.
and I know that something bad is going to happen. But we'll get more to that in a second. Okay, so Kristen's plan, we're still trying to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
I guess the main target is not everyone else that has been mentioned, but Brady. Okay. Here's what I need to understand. And maybe we need to do a call out to Eric Martzoff or the writers or someone. Is Brady laying it down in the bedroom that good that people are going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and willing to kidnap, kill,
I know.
to have Brady hit it one more time?
I was kind of wondering the same thing.
Like
I'm with
there,
you.
like there was literally
Like,
a
I wanna-
moment, and I think a fan mentioned it too, to Ron, and I was like, that's actually a pretty, because Teresa wanted to make love to Brady as if like, if he just makes love to me, he'll remember. And I'm like, okay, girl, not gonna happen. And now Kristen is come back and he's like, make love to me, and I'm like, what kind of whip appeal does Brady Black
Right.
have on these women?
I gave that thought as well, and trying to rationalize it. Teresa and Kristen both have addiction issues. And obviously Brady has addiction issues. And so there's a kind of mania behind, there's an obsession mania behind that.
So he's like a male nymphomaniac.
Well, it's just an addiction. And I think Kristen really hit the nail on the head with that. I mean, the way she was reacting with him and talking to him, I mean, it was sick. It wasn't, it was
Gross, yeah. It was kind of icky.
Yeah. So it's not just a generic kind of like,
He
what are you laughing at?
Are you...
Who's what?
Okay, hold on, because y'all are, the chat room is like ablaze.
Blowing up.
Molly
Annie
Leota
going, oh my
said,
God, it's hysterical.
Said, I just want to know how good this sex really is. Michael agree. What did Annie Goen says? Brady should become a male prostitute at this point and just start charging women to sleep with him. I can't.
Is he still out of work? I've lost track. Is he still out of work? I don't think so. I think he's working
Brady?
for. Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, but right now people are going stupid crazy over him. Okay. Well,
I also liked Kristen's explanation that she found enlightenment at a convent.
Oh, that was ridiculous. I don't know where she pulled that out of.
Exactly.
That
I
was,
think we know.
you know, come
I was like,
on.
girl.
When she said that, there was a part of me that was like, is Susan's sister at this convent?
Yeah,
Sister Mary?
because-
Sister Mary Myra.
Yeah. Y'all
That
take
was
her.
ridiculous.
Y'all take her in. Take her in that Ming Christine. That would have been hilarious if they did a flashback and it was Sister Mary who found her.
That'd be
I would have
funny.
loved it.
That'd be great.
But she didn't get enlightened too much because
No,
she was
that
back
was
to her
ridiculous.
evil ways.
No.
So there's
So
that.
she almost Brady. Do we think Brady was just going along with it so he could get her in that position where he's like, it's not going to happen, or do you think he was actually starting to like fall back into it?
It's hard to tell. I think it was kind of maybe trying to gain control of the situation and kind of like, I can't resist. I may have to fall into it just so I can now overpower.
Navigate it once
And that's
again.
what he did, and that's when Eve showed
walked
up.
in.
Yeah.
Like, what the hello is going on in here on this day?
So Eve found them. Sami knocked Rafe over the head with a pitcher.
Yes, the
not
coffee.
not an urn.
Not an urn.
Not an urn.
But like a coffee
A
pot.
coffee,
Yeah, the coffee pot.
thermos kind of thing.
That was enough to knock him out.
Yes.
And everybody kind of convened at the hotel room.
Yes.
We got Paul, we got Eve.
Well, because Paul was concerned.
Yeah,
Because he hadn't heard from Brady.
Brady, yeah.
Because he went to the hospital and was like, "Where's Brady?" Oh, Brady wasn't here. What? And then
And
Paul
Will
got
saying,
on the
I
case.
really need to talk to you. Can you hold? Can we
yeah,
talk later?
I was like, "Oh boy!" As soon as that happened, I was like, "Oh."
You know
gosh.
something's going down. Yeah.
And then they all, like you said, ended up at the hotel.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
Paul, go ahead, finish, Michael. Paul, Sami.
Oh, sorry.
Brady,
It was
Eve,
Paul,
Kristen.
Sami, Brady, Eve, Kristen. Paul and Kristen struggle for the gun that Kristen's holding on everybody, and again, Kristen for the second
Flies
time falls
out
out a
the
window.
window.
Now, how high are they supposed to be? Do we know?
3 stories.
High
Three
enough.
stories?
How do you know that?
Because the room number was 311.
Oh, so
Okay.
good. You so good.
Pays attention to details.
It's like
pays
Brady
attention
was
to
over
so
here.
details.
good.
That's
That's
right.
enough.
The room was
Jessica
311.
That's not as
over there.
high as the mansion window falling to the cliffs below.
No. No.
She
Right.
can survive 3 stories.
Yeah, she can survive.
We
So
hope
we
so.
don't know what their fate is. They were all looking out the window like,
Yeah.
and that's how the week ended.
Yep.
So that's that. We'll see what happens. And then they've been sprinkled in what we're talking about: Will, Sonny, Paul, and Susan.
And Susan, yeah.
So I'm kind of getting on the Wilson train a little bit after all this. Like, I feel like they're back, and I don't know if it was conscientious on their parts to play these characters like they've been playing them when they've been kind of estranged. But now that ever since Will got his memories back, it's like
He's a different person.
the chemistry
Isn't
between
he?
Chandler and Freddie is totally different, I feel like, than it was before he got his, like, the weeks before leading up to this. I feel like the way they react to each other, the way they play off each other, it's changed. And now I'm starting to remember why I liked Wilson way back in the beginning, to begin with.
I thought it was phenomenal, but it makes me sad because
Well,
I'm still,
Well, yeah, we don't want Paul to get hurt.
no.
You know, we're still, you know,
But I love
Fans of
Will
Paul,
and
too.
Paul together.
yeah.
Well, I think
I will say
someone who could come in and cure Paul of his hurt is Maxine's son. No, so.
But I love the emotion between Sonny and Will.
Yeah.
Obviously,
And maybe
it's
that's-
real
and
and
maybe
powerful.
Maybe
and
that's why I'm starting to get into it again,
It's
because it was
really-
very
it's-
heavy emotionally,
Chandler
and it drew
is
me
just
in.
crazy what
Chandler
he did this
was
week. Just
like bringing
insane.
it. These
It's
past-
Emmy worthy.
Oh, these past 2
He
weeks,
and John
yeah,
this
absolutely.
week.
Mhm.
Drake, Chandler,
Oh.
Emmy worthy.
Well, yeah, Drake's
Emmy worthy.
we didn't talk about Drake's moments, you know,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the dress and finding the ring and
I was texting you like in the
Yeah,
chat room.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, those moments were very
Man.
powerful,
Mhm.
especially when like he had the dress and like he was holding on to it. It was kind of that moment, and then the moment where he stepped away from everyone when Steve came in, and there was just a lot of emotions
oh my
that
God,
he's going
so
through.
powerful because we don't see him like that very often.
he's
Yeah.
always the strong,
and when he needs to
stoic
bring
one.
it, he brings it.
Absolutely.
So amazing.
Chris Miller said, "Sorry, Tony, Paul won't be around much longer to meet Maxine's son."
Oh.
What was I gonna say? Okay, so here's why I'm not on the Wilson train just yet. I know I'll get there, but I'm not on there just yet. Is because I really want Sonny to be a little more nurturing to Will, because he's getting his memories back. Things are, and I'm sure that has to be weird for him. But I feel like Sonny is always just like, you remember, we can be together, move in, let's keep...
Super needy.
And it's like,
taking it
very needy.
so far, so fast. Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it's not about you right now, it's about him. You know, find out, how do you feel? What do you remember? Like, how are you, you know, what are these feelings that, you know, have him, like, talk it out with him, but don't feel like, my future is so bright, I'm about to wear Will shades. You know what I mean? Like, girl, calm down. So, but it is a little strange to me that, like, that suddenly this love that he has for Sonny overpowers the love that he has for Paul.
Well, I think the love he has for Sonny's always been stronger than the love he has for Paul.
Maybe.
That I do believe.
Yeah.
And as we were saying, I've never had amnesia, so when I don't know when all those feelings come back, they're powerful.
Right. They kind of probably jerk you around a little bit.
And when he saw Ari, oh my God, that moment. I mean, I think and he said that moment solidified everything.
Yeah. So we'll see. You know, I don't think it's a case where his love for Paul. Like, I'm agreeing with your point. The love for Paul's there, but it's stronger for Sonny.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Well, we'll see what happens. Until then, we have a bit of business to take care of.
A little business. Well, here at AfterBuzz, we produce after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows. Dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, everything. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help now. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover new shows that we're sure you'll love. Since you're already tuned into the drama channel for Days of Our Lives, you might also be interested in Queen of the South, Black Mirror, The Affair, The Bold Type, several others. And remember, we have channels for all other genres too, comedy, sci-fi, everything you could want, anything and everything. So subscribe to one or more of them, and if you're worried about pesky notifications, don't be. They're completely optional. Your phone will not be blowing up the entire time. It's easy. Hit that subscribe button now for an easier an even easier AfterBuzz experience, and if you let us know how we did in the comments, we'll thank you on the air. Thank you for being the best fans. We promise to continue to do our best to serve you.
And
Yay.
that has been brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV.
Ding, ding. Bing, bing, bing.
Well, we have a special visitor for this last little bit of our Dishin Days show, Mr. Lamon Archey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I just want to come by and say hi.
Say
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
What up, Mo?
What up?
Well,
good to see you guys.
If you guys are wondering why Lamon has popped into the last little bit, is because right after this show, our very own Tami Goveia and Michael Mattis will be interviewing him. Very personal and in-depth interview.
It's going to be like Barbara Walters over here.
Yes, we're going to make it cry.
It's going to be like
cry.
Dateline 2020. They about to dig deep.
Let's do it.
So while you guys, get that into your brains, we're going to finish out some tidbits. And Lamon, if you are aware of what's happening with anything like that, feel free to jump in.
I'm going to sit here and listen to y'all.
All right, so Hope, Rafe, and Sammy. I think we already covered it.
We kind of did,
like all that happened, we talked about already.
Check that off. Doug and Julie, we talked about that.
We talked about that too.
Check that off. Jennifer and Eric, was there something that happened?
Well, she realized how she's messed up.
Right.
The fact that she hasn't told Eric anything, she realized she's feeling so guilty, so horrific. She gonna say something? She has to say something, right?
Wait, because there was that scene with her and Eric in the
chapel,
in the church chapel,
yes,
where Eric was saying like, "Oh, I can't understand how someone," and I can't remember who he was talking about.
Can keep
a secret from the love of your, and then Jennifer's face was like, "Oh, well, I'm kind of doing that right now."
Yeah, kind of.
So the guilt was getting to her. But that's all that really happened with them.
And we're done with that. And so that has been your week of days, and now it's time for our favorite part of the show, which is the segments, and we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap! All right, so y'all know I love a good argument and a good little cat fight, and my official 3 Snaps Award goes to the girl who came in and was not taking any BS. She was like, no, heifer, you're not going to come in here and act like you are sorry. You shot our mother, and then slapped the living dog piss out of her. So for that slap and for telling her off, Martha Madison, who plays our lovely Belle, gets Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. If I was in that hospital, I would have been in the corner at the files like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just sipping away like, ooh, this is getting
That's what you go, ooh.
Mm-hmm. And now it's time for
Mark's Quote of the Week.
that we don't have. And now, moving on to the next one, we have all the new stuff you're missing.
That's sexy.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this week, I will be honest, this week I thought designer days, fashion. I'm not focusing on the fashion this week. There's so much going on. But I'm going to give it to Stacey Hayduck, in this beautiful dress that she's committing mayhem in. It is actually a tailored Kushni et oak dress.
Okay.
A little description styled with it. This one isn't a replica of what Stacey's wearing, because this one's got a kind of collar at the very top of the cowl neck. However, it's got a back slit that relaxes the skirt, long sleeves, and a hidden back zip, also lined. So this week it goes to Stacey for Designer Days.
It's something about this that just lets you know something is about to go down. Either you dressing or undressing.
I must say, I love what Stacey's done since she came on the show.
Right.
She has been awesome.
Yeah.
Susan, I think is
Susan Banks?
Susan Banks.
The character that she plays?
Yeah, oh my
My
god.
all-time favorite
So funny.
character. Yeah. I love that character.
Yeah.
I love it. And I know
She's
that
doing a great job.
I want to
Yeah.
know how much of the Eileen Davidson footage she watched, because
Yeah,
she
she
got
had
it
to.
down. Like, I'm thinking she watched like a week straight. She just like studied it
Binged,
because she got
yeah.
it down so perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, because Susan is a very unique character.
Yeah.
And she's so
It's so
quirky
physical-
and
exactly.
so like you have to like just embody that character.
I have a blooper actually of her. So once it airs, I'll talk to her, make sure she's cool with it.
Yeah.
To send it out to everyone.
Oh, fantastic.
yeah.
Lamon is good for
The
bloopers and stuff.
yeah. The practical jokes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think the last thing I remember you tweeted out was when Camila had that long like talk with herself. And you tweeted something about
Yeah.
I was like, Lamon is
I know
on
you're
it.
talking about. Yeah. She's hilarious. I love
Shade
her.
of Lamon. Just on Twitter.
I'm
just
on it.
Just on it.
I'm on it.
The bloopers you could get from this show.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh.
I'm sure.
Especially today.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah.
gold.
On and off camera.
Yes, the shenanigans. All right, it's now time for
Caption that.
Okay, this week's caption that is a photo of Kristen drinking some sour wine. And not really having it. So this week's caption for this photo goes to Joe is Cool 1981 on Twitter, saying, "Wine from a box, Brady? Really?" Now, I picked this because I have a little PSA. There's nothing wrong with a little boxed wine.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm not a wine drinker, but I mean, wine is wine, right?
No.
Not really. But when you're on a budget and you just need, a little something,
Yeah.
boxed wine does the trick. So don't hate on it.
I'm gonna go with you, Michael, because I know that you are like a wine connoisseur. Because like
Yeah, right.
late at night, as you put your feet up in your recliner and go to your DVR
Recliner, the old man.
to recap
Right.
Days of Our Lives, you have your
Falling asleep at
glass of-
10:30.
Ooh, that's late for you. 10:30. Ooh, that's late.
I'm a working man.
Now,
Now I am, yeah.
see, shady. Let's go on to the next thing. Now,
It's fine. That
now
was-
we have. Oh, that.
Yeah, I get my outro.
Caption that.
Well, excuse me, ma'am. And now it's time for.
Dishin Days Fan of the Week. week.
Who creates these?
I don't
Someone
know.
who's up at 3:30 in the morning.
Drinking
I
box
know
wine.
about this award. I know about this award.
All right, so our fan of the week goes to Margaret Fernando, who is at Marg Fernando on Twitter, who says, @_Dishin Days. Hi there. Glad to see the wedding veils on Dishin Days today. Lovely to see Mark back. Shame he forgot the veil. Thought the wedding was brilliant, and I think Stacy will slay. Clap emoji, hourglass emoji, thumb up emoji, and heart emoji. You like how I read all of those emojis?
That was very good.
Professional. So, Margaret, you get our official
Dishin Days Fan of the Week. Woo!
And now it's time for
Afterbuzz TV News.
Alrighty.
Sounds so CNN.
It's very CNN.
Serious news.
Very serious. Daniel Cosgrove, who played Hope's pre-Rafe love interest Aiden,
He's so handsome.
he is handsome.
But that's a good
saw him
picture.
That's a really good picture.
I saw him at Burbank Airport once. He was changing his shoes. And I wanted to say hi to him, but I was like, he's having a moment.
Intimate moment, yeah.
So he's starring in a new series on Lifetime from the producers of Riverdale called You. The show also stars Gossip Girl's Penn Bagley and
Awesome.
Shay Mitchell from Pretty Little Liars. The show is about a clever bookstore manager that relies on his savvy internet know-how to make the woman of his dreams fall in love with him. The show premieres September 9th on Lifetime.
That's so Lifetime.
It is very Lifetime.
You'll
The
get-
promos look really good.
Do they?
Yeah.
Because I'm, Lifetime with my boxed wine. And
See?
yeah. And
You'll get sucked into. Do you get sucked into Lifetime movies?
Not
Leone?
at all.
You don't? Lies.
Oh.
No, I don't watch Lifetime movies. Sorry.
I'm gonna need
I
you
believe
to just scroll through on a Sunday.
But
click
they
through.
play a lot of like chick flick type movies. That doesn't really
It
do it
don't
for
matter
me.
when you see that chick running, you start wondering what is she running from, and then you just get sucked in, and the next thing you know, you don't watch 5 in a row.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing
It's probably
that
a
you
good thing
you
that
avoid.
he's
Yeah,
not getting
actually,
sucked
it
Listen,
into
I
it.
have
actually
fallen
is.
down
Like
the
he's
Lifetime
got the time
movie
with 4 kids.
rabbit hole. I know, right?
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Did she just give me an extra kid? Did you say 4 kids?
Oh,
No. I got 3. Please don't give me no more. I don't want no more kids.
I think Tami might have done a premonition that.
I got
Susan
premonitions.
Prince over here.
I get my premonitions.
Lamont is gonna have a 4th child.
Baby,
That child is
baby.
coming. That child's gonna be talented. It's gonna be the next Beyonce. And she won't be main role.
You be a vampire.
Will not be a vampire. He'll look Elvis.
Oh my God.
All right, back to the news.
Oh, back to the
Yeah.
news, yes. Days and Passions fans will be interested to know you have the chance to party with Eric Martsolf, Lindsay Hartley, Robert Scott Wilson, Jordi Villasuso, and Vincent Irizarry the weekend of September 29th and 30th in Boston, Massachusetts. For more information on tickets, go to starstruckevents.com. Speaking of Starstruck events, you will also have the chance to party with some other days, folks, October 20th and 21st in Alexandria, Virginia. Eric Martsolf, again, he's doing the rounds. Paul Telfer, Cassie DePaiva, and Cassie's husband, James. For more information, including ticket options and hotel info, visit starstruckfans.com.
Starstruck fan events.
Star Trek.
StarstruckFanEvents.com.
Starstruck
StarstruckFanEvents.com. Or follow them at Starstruck Fan Events 2 on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're great. Follow and
that's the
keep. They're
news.
great. All right. and
That's
that,
it.
That sounded so. You're like Eric Martsolf again, making the rounds. So shady.
No, that wasn't meant to be shady.
Shade.
I
All
didn't
right.
mean for it to be shady.
Well, that
I
has
mean,
been
you
your
know.
news and gossip. And now, y'all, it's time to see a sneak peek of what's going to happen next week on Days of Our Lives.
How do I say I'm leaving you? Don't treat him this way.
Okay.
You're a little sunny now. Don't you? We're good friends.
Oh, hey, who's that?
I really care about you.
Hey now.
Okay.
Hey now. I'm in there.
Name.
I'm in the
Okay.
dough. I'm back.
You're back.
Listen, I am all for Eli and
I am
Lottie.
too.
Me too.
I am all
Okay.
for
Too.
that. I
She
am
needs
all
to
for
start
that.
listening.
Yeah. Listen.
He said
stubborn.
over and over, "This is more than just the baby. I care about you. I care about you."
Yes. I'm here for it. I'm here
Let's
all
do
the
this.
way for it. Yeah.
It's finna be a breeze.
especially the scene that you all had when she came over and brought the death certificate.
Yeah.
And then there was a kiss, and then she was like, like and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, who would deny a kiss from Eli? Because y'all know me, I'm just a fan with open arms. I would have welcomed it.
Yeah, but I mean, if that happened in real life, though, I mean, I'd have told brother, you gotta run. She just threatened him. Like, I mean, that's a whole
She went into
story.
But I feel like because of the baby, there's a connection now between Eli and Lonnie, and you kind of look and you're like, yeah, there's something there. So I'm glad that
And she'll see
it's about
that.
to
I think she already
explore.
does. She's just not.
She's resisting.
She's resisting. She's in denial.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Huh?
We shall see.
Look, I'm watching. Lonnie, don't resist, honey. Do not resist. Just take it all in. Just saying. But to find out more, you guys make sure you tune in to this exclusive interview with our lovely co-hosts over here, Tami and Michael, along with Lamon, who's going to give us as much tidbits as he can about the show and also what's coming up with him, because you got some things
Got a ton of stuff
that are cooking and happening.
I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Ooh.
I'm surprised Leone hasn't gotten sick of me yet. I like slide in the DM all the time.
Not
And I'm always laughing at some of the stuff that he does, and I'm like, oh my goodness, da 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 da.
Nah, you're good, man. You're
I
good.
like it. I like it. All right. So that's it. That's the show. Before we head out, Michael Mattis.
Yes.
Where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at MLMattis1 or on Instagram at MLMattis.
And you can find me on Twitter at Tami Goveia and Insta and Facebook, Tami Goveia Official.
And you can find all of us on Instagram and Facebook, Dishin Days, and on Twitter, _Dishin Days. And you can find little old me at Lounger with Tony, or my website, loungerwithtony.com. And Lamon, remind the folks where they can find you too.
On Instagram and on Twitter at Lamon Archey. Lamon. Lamon. Lamon.
And you guys, make sure you head on over to this exclusive interview. We will be sure to tweet out the link right after this
I tweeted out the link a little bit earlier, so find me on the Twitter and
Well, we're going to retweet it.
Yeah, okay.
We tweet.
We're going to tweet
Yes,
it.
sir.
We tweet.
Don't miss it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Lamon, thanks for dropping in.
Yes.
And we'll see you
Appreciate
guys
y'all.
next week
Next week.
for Dishin Days. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterbuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV. And this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.